I don't think that snow owl is supposed to be there. Seagulls are going absolutely crazy around here, along with all the other birds. Anything on? Yeah, it's on. Okay, I'm not sure what I said in the opening video there. There was just a lot of people down there. I wanted to hurry up and get in as much as I could without stumbling too much and then get out of there. Yesterday it was in the 90s at the heat index of up over 100. I'm not sure all the numbers, but today it's supposed to be in the 80s with a heat index in the 90s. And we have, I don't know, I think about 10 or 12 lawns that we're supposed to do today. But I already got a message for one of the lawns that don't come because it's all yellow and nothing's growing. And I also drove by 4 other yards that are also the same way. And I just drove by another one that's going to be later in the week. And that one's not going to need to be cut either. So we got a little bit of rain last night. We're supposed to get a whole bunch of rain this afternoon. But the way things are working this year, it's probably going to dissipate before it gets to us. And we'll just get a little bit. But we're just going to do the best we can. So I am going to go pick up Vicky right now, and then we're going to go get started. Okay, we're at our first yard for the day. And the ditches should be dry. You saw this one here, about 3-4 weeks ago we did the cleanup on it. But I'm going to start down here in the ditches, try to get as close as I can. And because it's getting a little tall down there. That's, whoops. Yeah, it's getting a little tall down there. And this time of the year I should be able to get right down in the ditch, but we'll see what happens. yard's done, and we never have to skip over it. And it turns out pretty decent. The stripe's not too bad. I had to go over it a couple times in this area because of the clumps, and a couple times in that area because of the clumps. Other than that, it did pretty good. And then you saw me spin around and back out of that ditch because I almost got her stuck. And that part right over there is really wet all the time, just because of the sump pump. And of course, the sump pump drains down the ditch and then drains through there. So I was surprised I got through that whole thing. Then Vicky takes care of the whole backyard, and there's another sump pump drums, or there's another spot right here that's really wet from another sump pump, because there's two sump pumps in this house here. And this one, of course, it fills all back in there and it gets all wet all the time, but it's drying up pretty good now. With that yard done, that's our biggest yard, and that one's wet most of the time. And we're going out to another one that's 15 minutes from our house, but that one's always wet. That's the one that is always, or that was underwater the last time we were there 2 weeks ago. And it should be dried out fairly decent since we haven't had any rain since then. I don't know if it's going to be dried out or not. I just don't want to take a chance on any more water being put on that yard, because it's supposed to rain here in the next 2 hours, I guess. But so I just want to get that done right now, and that way we don't have to worry about it, and then we're back in town with some smaller yards again. So let's go get her. So yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. So we're heading out to that yard, get taken care of now. Got another yard done. And it's raining, so we finished it up in the rain. A few specks here and there on me. But we're gonna head back into our town, and maybe we'll drive by this. Maybe we won't. I don't know. If it stays raining, I'll just change the oil on that 48, and 52 is backfiring and spitting and sputtering, and so I think I got a plug going bad on it. So I'm gonna have to pull that out, check and see what it looks like. I believe I got spares for it. Hopefully I do, but if not, the parts store is only 2 minutes from my house, so not even. So anyhow, on to the next yard, I guess.
90% right now, all the way till 2.
Oh, there you go. That's what it is. Stupid mosquitoes. We only got 2 more lawns left, and the fog is rolling in. That means the cold front's coming in. So it's going to go from 84 degrees down to 70. Or that's what it's supposed to do, I think. And high of tomorrow, I think, is only supposed to be 70, and then I don't think it's supposed to hit the 70s at all for the next 3 days, and it's back up in the 80s again. So temperature changes coming around on us again, and it makes things, we're just starting to get used to the warm weather, and it gets cold again, and it's just all back over everywhere. So it's not quite summer here yet. It's trying to be summer, but it's not quite there yet. So we're gonna go hop on this next yard. I forgot to check. We got one more yard left to go, and that yard there was got a nice plant growing all the way around the ditch line. I think they call that poison ivy. So, and I was supposed to check alongside trucks if there's anything along there, but hopefully I don't think there is. But I'll just check that on the way back through. And we haven't had good weather for growing grass, but we got pretty good weather for growing poison ivy. So we got that little bit of rain. All that is, it raised the humidity up. Temperatures dropped down to 75 instead of 80, whatever they were. So, and then about a half a mile away, you can see all the fog from the cold front coming through. Which I think I said that already, but I'm not positive. Anyhow, so on to our last yard for the day. Well, we finished up our last yard, and I was supposed to be done, but Bob called, the guy that I buying that motorcycle from there, and he called me and said it's all ready to go. So I am gonna go pick that up. I dropped Vicky off, and I grabbed my trailer, because on the way up I'm gonna do half of my loop I usually do on Friday. So I'm gonna kill with a couple birds with a couple rocks today. So do you know, take care of them yards, that way I don't have to take care of them Friday, get done a little earlier Friday, and also pick up the bike there. So it's kind of excited about having it in my house. I'm not going to be able to ride it for the next week or two, or a couple weeks, probably 2 or 3 weeks before I get it out. But there's I just don't have time to ride it right now. But at least I will have it home in my garage when I do have some time to ride it. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get any video over there at Bob's there to loading that motorcycle up on a trailer or not. Depends on how much it's raining there, because it's kind of sprinkling right now, and hoping we get a lot more rain than what we got so far, because we really need the rain. Because the rain that we got this morning, you can't even tell that we got it. So I guess I'm gonna go take care of these yards now. I got all my yards done finally. Now I'm gonna go pick up that bike. It's sprinkling on me the whole time getting all these yards done here, but we're still not getting the rain that we need to have to get this, keep everything green. It's just cutting the dust a little bit is all this rain that we've got is doing, because nothing is wet. And most of the yards, by the time I get there, they're all dried up and dusty already again anyhow. So the rain clouds are coming across Michigan, and when they get near our area, the storm would split and we don't get nothing. So it's just a frustrating thing, because we do need we seriously do need some rain, because it's just dry. So on to pick up that bike. Okay, picked up the bike and I'm heading home. I was gonna do a bunch of video there, but things just didn't work out right. We just kind of loaded up and I just took off because it was starting to rain, and I got 10 miles away, and 10 miles? I'm about 10 miles away, and it quit raining and the sun was out, and it didn't rain very much. So all this rain that we got today didn't amount to much of anything. So all it did is raise the humidity up and then give us no break for the dryness for our grass. So lawns are going to be burning up, and we're going to be skipping over quite a few of them, I think, the rest of the week. So because it's not calling for any more rain again till what, for another 5 or 6 days, I think it is. So the only thing it's going to help is tomorrow, starting tomorrow, it's going to be colder. I mean, I think low 70s, and then it's going to be in the higher 60s the rest of the week. So that'll help out a lot. It won't dry it out as fast, but it's still going to be dried out. So I guess that is going to be the end of my video for tonight. I thank you for watching and subscribing. If you could check out the links in the description box below, I'd be greatly appreciated. Everybody have a good evening, and we will see you at the next yard.